Welcome to BBN, your weekly digest of stories about birds from around the world. This week we'll talk about owls in Japan, floating nests for pelicans, birds with dirty jobs, ravens and porcupines, and Dr. Bird talks about birds of prey and bird feeders. This is Brown Bird News, and this week on backyard feeding. Sometimes human interference with nature has a positive outcome. In Nova Scotia, Gertie Cleary noticed a raven with a face full of porcupine needles perched on a fence. She knew she had to help the bird out, and the raven actually let her get close enough to start pulling the quills out. Once the quills were removed, she carried the raven to her daughter's house and gave it some dog food and water. The next morning, the raven showed up on her daughter's doorstep. After saying thank you, it flew off. This week on Ask Dr. Bird, the question is, can you tell me how to stop a bird of prey from attacking the birds around my feeders?
This is one of the most difficult questions for me personally because I've studied birds of prey for 40 years and I've developed a profound love for them. The truth is birds of prey have got to eat too, and they're all part of that grand cycle of life out there. And the point is that they're coming into the feeders because you've got your feeders up there, you've provided food for them. Believe me, once the feeder birds disperse and they don't all get killed by the hawk, the fit ones always escape, and usually it's the ones who are not so fit. The weaker ones are the ones that get caught by the hawks. And after your feeder birds have dispersed for a while, the hawks are going to leave too because there's no food there for them. So the best thing to do is just wait them out. I have heard that putting up pie plates, shiny pie plates that revolve around cast reflections, shiny reflections that the birds of prey don't like, but I've never seen a scientific study that's actually proved that to be the case. But you could always try it. Other than that, harassing the bird of prey with say loud noises or a garden hose is your best bet to maybe help it move on its way. But by and large, they won't stay around forever.
If you have questions for Dr. Bird, you can check out his website, or you can send him an email to askdrbird@brownbirdcare.com. This week on Brown Bird Book. There are no animals more diverse than birds. Just like humans, some are born to be doted on and admired, and others just spend their lives taking care of others. The Red Billed Oxpecker is one of the hardest working birds out there. Native to Central Africa, the bird spends its life moving from animal to animal, removing ticks, grubs, and cleaning teeth. And measuring overall about 8 inches, their bill is probably smaller than what you get from your regular dentist. This week on Birds and Government. How do you believe and respect something that is critically endangered when you cannot ever see it? The Japanese government has found a solution to that. The Ministry of Tourism has built a special bird-watching station attached to an inn that allows people to watch one of the most elusive owls, the Blakiston's fish owl, in action without actually disturbing them. The Blakiston's fish owl is the largest owl in Japan, and there are only about 140 of them left. By showing how the owls live and what they do on an everyday basis, the government is hoping to raise awareness and teach the population about nature preservation. This week on Around the World, we're going to Albania and Montenegro. Look at this setup. So cozy, don't you think? These floating raft nests were actually built by humans on the Skrdar Lake, a huge wetland between Montenegro and Albania. There, the Dalmatian Pelican, one of the largest water birds in the world, had almost disappeared. Thanks to the efforts of the National History Museum and 10 other organizations, this year the pelicans have had their first successful breeding seasons in 37 years. The local fishermen and ornithologists are hoping to bring these species to a full recovery in that area. If you can get away this winter, you have to go to Titusville, Florida. Temperatures there might be a bit cool for sunbathing, but you'll definitely feel comfortable going on birding trips and participating in more than 100 photography activities. This year, the Space Coast Birding and Wildlife Festival has invited not only incredible keynote speakers like Dr. Stephen Kress and James Curry, but they have also invited more than 20 professional photographers to give workshops and lead tours. $5 of your registration fee will be donated to the Fish and Wildlife Foundation of Florida. The festival dates are January 20th to 25th, 2016. This is Brome Bird News, and this week for the Winner's Circle, we're doing something different. I have a Squirrel Buster Standard, one of Brome's squirrel-proof feeders, to give away. Please send me your pictures or videos of a bird that has something red in or about it, and I will give this feeder to the first person who sends me the right image. Let's see who wins. That's it for this week. I wish you a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your time with your family and friends, and we'll see you next week.